Welcome back to the channel. I hope you stay, click like, and drop a comment. Now, I wanted to talk about Simone Biles and Johnathan Owens and the interview they did. Yeah, it was some moments that just didn't seem right with me. The podcast Pivot have the same host, Channing Chowder, that said Russell Wilson was a simp for loving his wife. Sierra, that had a child with her then fiance Future, split when she had their son. Then did the healing work and found her peace in Russell Wilson's calm masculinity. How could she ditch the hood dude for a square, was the sentiments. This is how deep dysfunctional behavior has been normalized in our community. Now, the first problematic thing that I heard was Channing Chowder stated on the podcast light skin comments. So there's the colorism aspect. He said, and this is to be exact, pretty red bone guys like us. Now, he's sus to me. He's always been sus since I seen him in that interview regarding Russell Wilson. So, hey, I'll leave it right there. They did an interview with him to get access to Simone Biles because they knew if they could get him, she would come along. And if she'd come along, then there'd be more visibility on this episode in their podcast. Now, the question was, how in the hell did he pull Simone Biles, the Simone Biles? He said it's really how she pulled him. Yeah, that dumb-ish. They were on an app for celebrities or athletes. They verify you. The two of them matched. He saw her, swiped on her. He said he didn't know who the Simone Biles was. Even if you're not paying attention, you came across her before and you know her. He said she was pursuing him, liked him, got her man. The host of the show, by his mannerisms, was like, you a goddamn lie. Two of the hosts couldn't believe this dude had the audacity to BS everyone like that. They were laughing when he said that. Even one of the guys, I think his name is Chris, he looked at him like, are you serious? Chris, the same one who gave him the look, said, I'll let you finish your story, quote unquote story. He said he was in camp and did not have access to NBC or pay attention to gymnastics. Now, there are photos of him in 2012, which was a little bit before Simone came on the scene, and he was talking about Gabby Douglas, that she got the gold, that she was looking good, then had the audacity to talk about her teeth when he was fighting for his life to be in a sport that he's barely in. But anyway, I'm not going to talk about her husband like that. Johnathan stated he believes that men are the prize. Basically, they're the catch. Anybody in history has known that men are not the catch. Women are the catch. Biblically, women are priced, a good wife is priced high above any rubies or gems. So I don't know where this is coming from. It is leaving a bad taste in my mouth because it, as much as people talk about hypermasculinity, I'm seeing a lot of very opposite behavior. It's like they want to be treated like women and seen as women. And I don't know where this is coming from, because I don't know any masculine man would sit up here and say, I'm the prize, I'm the catch. He's on that ASAP Rocky, open my door, buy me flowers, treat me like a bad bitch, gingerly cut my hand and walk me to the door type dude. That's what he's on. Yet there's this conversation about submit to me. This is confusing. I need them to pick one or the other. And there were men who were talking about this that co-sign this. And I'm looking at them like, are you serious? I have never heard a man say, I'm the prize. Most men would not be comfortable saying that because that is more what you would say about a woman. And you can be seen as a good man. People will call you a good man. You would call yourself a good guy, a good man, a good partner, a good husband, a good father, but not a prize. Johnathan also said he was fighting being serious with her. It seems like he was fighting it, is what he said. And I don't know if it was liking or falling in love or what that actually meant. He didn't expound on that. Now, with the language that he was using, it's like he didn't care. It's like he didn't care enough to cover her or think this out fully. Now, the host said, which is Chris, he said, we can say by what you said, you didn't want Simone Biles, because that's how it was coming across. That's how the energy of the interview and what he was saying was coming across. It sounds to me like he was entertaining women and he knew she was a good catch, but wanted to do what he was doing at the time. Now, I did go on his IG and Twitter, and I can't find anything past 2017 on Twitter, but I went on IG and I noticed there are some changes that have been made. I was going to look over it, but there's no need since it's been altered or changed or updated, we can say. Because there was this big thing about him having a lot of blondes all over his IG page, but there is nothing but his mother, family about what he does, and Simone all over that page now. And I can tell a few things were changed other than the pictures. He said he was afraid to commit. That's understandable. He didn't protect his wife's feelings in the interview, though. It's just the manner he was talking, it just didn't give loving vibes. He said how he felt about her when he said if she had not messaged him, he would not have taken the time to show interest in her. That's all that need to be said to me because, he tried to clean it up, but that's what came out of his mouth. Now, Simone said they matched on the app, but she was the first to message him. He told the story about how she drove 45 minutes to see him because it was, the demic, the 19, which a lot of this information was not necessary. She seemed to be a bit irritated by his stance that she chased him down. She showed interest and she said she knows what she likes and knows what she wants. After Channing Chowder said, he's a good safety, but will never be Simone Biles. Simone said in a few years they will not be calling him Simone Biles' husband. They will be calling Simone Johnathan Owens' wife. Okay, Simone, if you say so. He also said, and this is the one thing that kind of made me look at him side eye, his wife would send him pictures of her leg next to her head or when she was doing the splits. And everybody was looking at him like, you're a grown ass man. What do you think she was alluding to? Are you dense? I don't think he's dense because if this was the blondes that was all up and down his IG page, he would have understood. There's something not right about that. And the facial expression he made when he was talking about why would she text him a picture. Why the F you think she would do that? What husband would say that? Anyway, Simone has a therapist and they had premarital counseling. Simone is worth 10 to 16 million dollars. Johnathan is worth 7 million and he's Green Bay safety. So there's nothing to really have an issue with. The only thing I can think of is because the way the guys wanted to know about Simone, the way the situation went when she reminded him about the incident when they went to this place where they got cookies and everybody was looking. So I think he may have a bit of a ego issue with that. I mean, that's not unheard of. That interview was painful to watch, but I think what he said was insensitive and gives red pill vibes. I think because he's younger, it comes off more offensive. I think he should become better when doing interviews. Also, get some confidence. I see a lack of confidence in him. He may have audacity, but I'm seeing a lack of confidence, and that's how that came across. And somebody said that he acts confident and secure, but he's not. So I did see it in an interview. You have to be ready for people to throw crazy things at you, especially since you are with Simone. They're going to be trying to get a reaction out of you. So you should know that and you should be able to take control and handle interviews better than this, because if he doesn't and he goes off doing this again, it's going to get worse and worse, and people are going to know how to trigger him to get what they want out of him, and he's going to be the one looking bad. He needs a publicist. He needs someone to sit down with him and go over the tough questions and the horrible questions and the digs where they may know of an insecurity with him and what they might say to help better prepare him for interviews. But yeah, that's my thoughts about this. I'm not setting up here saying that she needs to divorce him. If she likes it, I love that for her, because when she actually put out the pictures of her wedding, I have a video and I'm going to link it to this one where I highlighted her wedding pictures, and the wedding's gorgeous, beautiful. She's a beautiful woman. He is a good-looking man. They are a really good-looking couple. And I thought it was horrible that people were talking about her hair. It's a thing with hair. in the Black community. And I'm not going to throw around the B word and all of that stuff in this video about the women who were attacking her about her hair. I thought her hair was beautiful. And I believe they're in Houston, and I'm sure it was humid. And with the humidity, if you have 4C hair, there's not a gel, not a procedure, not nothing that's going to keep your hair from reverting back. And to sit up there and not be happy, because I didn't even notice her hair like that. I thought she looked beautiful. I thought she looked elegant. She looked like a princess. You know, in my mind, she is top tier. She is determined. She's focused. She seems like a classy lady. So, what is there not to like about her? But I do think he needs to answer these questions better and take his covering his wife seriously, because she definitely was trying to cover him. Now, somebody said that she sunned him when she basically said that she was acknowledging that people were calling him Simone Biles' husband. It's because nobody knew who he was. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know his name. I'm not going to pretend like I did. But she didn't say that to undermine him or sun him. She said that because right before she said the statement, Channing Chowder said, he's a safety for Green Bay, but he's never going to be, you know, who she is. So that's why she slid in. She was actually trying to cover her husband. And she did have to dim herself, saying, oh, you know, yeah, I've accomplished this. This is who I am. But when he is fully into his career in a couple of years, you know, that's going to overshadow me. I don't think that was necessary. I don't think this interview was good. And I think they both need to sit down with a publicist so they can know how to handle the digs and the hard questions that interviewers are going to throw at them as a couple that is visible in the public eye. Am I saying she needs to divorce him? I don't know. When I was looking at certain pictures, I'll put them in the video. It just, she's happy. I can tell this, she's young, she's in love, she's married, she's supposed to be. I would be shocked if she wasn't and she didn't defend her husband. But in his eyes, I don't know. And I'll leave it right there. I don't know. Am I getting good vibes from him? I'm not. But I'll say, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong about not getting good vibes. And the last thing, I went on Twitter, and there are so many people, men and women, who are crying about people looking at this interview. First of all, Johnathan and Simone went on this podcast to be visible and to get his story out there. They wanted people to watch, okay? The person who interviewed them, they wanted people to watch that podcast. So you can't go back and then start crying because people did exactly what you wanted them to do and watch something that you put on social media, a public platform, because you didn't have to. Or you could have said that the relationship is off limits and you're not going to talk about that. But that never happened. So therefore, people watched it and they had a reaction that everybody from the people who were interviewing all the way to Simone and Johnathan, people had a reaction that they didn't like. So now it's like, are you going to keep on? Can we please get beyond this? People are sitting up here saying, when will it end? But the same people who are saying that, oh, they're in love and their marriage is so happy, they're still here for it. They are still looking at what people are saying to even know they should have moved on by now. And there's a lot of these males out here talking about that it's nothing but bitter women who are mad because Simone Biles is a wife and the women are not wives. And these are coming from, if you notice some of the names, some of these are supposed to be spiritually upright men is what they call themselves. And they're sitting up here talking about mostly it's women, but what I've seen is a mix. It's a mixed bag of men and women. And there's a whole bunch of non-black men who are saying that they don't believe that he didn't know who Biles was. They have all this smoke for black women on here, but they sure are not going after other people who are saying the same thing. The biggest thing that I've seen is people just breaking down the words that were used and mannerisms and other ways that people communicate their feelings, and people didn't like what they saw. Nobody is tearing him down. There's been some jokes, and even the guys were kind of digging at him or trying to sun him, actually, who were a part of the pivot. But yeah, it always seems to come back to black women. Like, we can't discuss anything. Like, I would think we would be more into the relationship conversation, but you have a lot of these zesty dudes who always are in the shadows ready to check a black woman about her personal thoughts. It's giving white supremacist, but I'll go ahead and leave it right here. Let me know what you think, and I will see you in the next one.